Hello and welcome to me being as sick as a dog and being stubborn about going outside and doing things with my horses. So I'm currently dying of the flu, but that will not stop me. Now I can't really ride because, like I said, I'm dying, but I still want to do something, and I did things with Madison yesterday. So I was like, I thought I will brush and I'll tell you a little bit about my horses, because as far as I know, I haven't explained very much about the 2 horses I own, which you guys will be watching. So I have a hat, a scarf, and a jacket, and it's because I am cold and dying and sick. So I'll be brushing him, stuffing the butt. I'll be explaining a little bit about him. Why are you shaking so much the camera? A little bit about him and and my mare Madison. So yeah. Okay, so this is Sebastian. This is my gelding. He is a quarter horse per trunk cross, and he is an ex-bronc. He is, I haven't measured, and I'm not completely sure, but he's like 16 2 hands, and he is he's very heavy. He's a very big boy. Gosh. He is an ex-bronc. So he was a bronc for a few years, not sure for how long. And then he was broke as a cowboy horse. So he's been mostly roping cattle and being a ranch horse. And then he got into my hands, and he's between 5 to 8 years old. In that range he could be for. I don't know exactly. But he does have a tattoo in his ear. But I don't think I'll ever be able to shave his ear to see the tattoo, because he is very ear sensitive. And I've been working with him, and I got him as a project, like I get most of my horses. And I've been working for him. We've had him for about 2 months now. 2 months, I say 2 months. I think 2 months I've had him. And he's a really nice horse. He's probably one of he's probably, can you move over here for me? He's probably one of the best trained horse I've ever bought and owned. And he's probably also he's a very interesting personality and mindset that he has, like in a good way. So I describe him as 2 different ways. He's a gentleman. He's an absolute gentleman. That's all he is. His name is Sebastian. I like long, older names. And he's a gentleman at heart. I mean, my goodness, he's the sweetest guy. But he's also a scaredy cat. He's like a spider. He's more scared of you than you are of him. And I say that's his biggest problem that we're working through, is that he's very scared of people. This probably is related to his past of being a bronc. They're not treated very well. And so we've been working with that. And I'd say that's where all of his problems stem out of him not having a very good trust relationship with me. So when it comes to being spooky, and I think on the first 2 weeks of owning him, we went through either 3 or 4 ropes, lead ropes, because I would tie him up and he would just snap them. I actually have videos of him snapping them. And I've probably gone through 5 or 6 now, lead ropes. And that's because he gets very spooky when I approach him with something, and him being tied up, it makes him very nervous. So we've been working through that. And I've been focusing on a bit more ground tying, because I have noticed that when he has that release of a pull, it's a lot easier for him. So yeah. He's still a work in progress. I want to get him over some jumps. I want to get him jumping and all that. Forgive me, the camera's being wonky. I'm testing out a stand today, so it might be moving a lot. I'm not sure how it's gonna work out, but it's a test. I like to see how it is when I'm just moving around a bit. But he is right now starting to shed, even though it's like 50 degrees out right now, 40 actually, I think. It's pretty cold. Like I said, I shouldn't be outside. When my mom finds out, she's gonna yell at me, but what can I say? I'm stubborn. But yeah, he's a pretty chill dude. I've been really enjoying these 2 months I've had with him. Surprisingly enough, for these 2 months, I don't want to jinx it, but I have not yet fallen off him. And we've had 1 buck. So I'd say that's pretty good, saying that I normally fall on the average once or twice a month. So I'm scared of when it might happen because he's a pretty big guy, but hasn't happened yet. But I've been really enjoying him. I've had a lot of fun with him. Like I said, he's a gentleman. If you ask him for something, 9 out of 10 times he's willing to do it for you in a heartbeat. So yeah, he's pretty cool. He's a nice little horse, even though he's not little at all. And I've really been enjoying, let's see the camera, ooh, it does move. Okay, I've been enjoying these 2 months very much with him. I'm actually thinking about keeping him much more than selling him as a project, just because I feel like a horse like this you don't come by very often. So he's a real special dude, in my opinion. This is the type of horse that I can see being a grandma horse one day. It just needs a bit of refining, and overall, he doesn't have that many problems. Truthfully, if I wasn't as strict as I am, and I was looser, which I'm not, I'm a horse trainer, I am going to be as strict as possible with these horses, then I would say that there's really not much to fix except for that rope pulling. But that's truthfully just building some trust with him. God. So yeah, and then my mare I've had for 4 years now, and she's one of a kind. She's a 1 in a million. We picked her up at an auction. I bought him off Facebook. Went to some guy, rode him around, liked him, took him. We got our horse at a very sketchy auction, and our other horse friends are always like really surprised, you know, and still surprised how she came out sane. But she's a little wonder pony. She's one of a kind for sure. And it's kind of hard to describe how she is. She's kind of like, I'm going to throw you off, but I'm going to throw you off safely. But you're going to be thrown off nonetheless. We're not exactly sure what she is. I'm probably going to do one of those tests on her, you know, the breed test, because she's crazy athletic. I mean, she is crazy athletic, super athletic. Like, I'm surprised she wasn't a bronc. You should see her bucking around. And, she's real sweet. She's got that puppy dog personality. She's super social. He's more of an introvert, I've noticed. She is super social. I mean, you have people standing in outside in the yard. She'll walk right up there, you know, trying to get all in between the business. And she's a pretty cool little pony. You can do whatever you want. We've stand on her. I've jumped on her, ridden her bareback for most of the time I've owned her. You can sit on her butt. You can sit on her upside down. You can lay down on her. She does not care. But she's a pretty cool little pony. Her biggest problem with her, though, is that if you don't work her every day, she's going to be a butt. The closest thing I could do, what is it called? The closest example I could give to her, other than her being a weird horse, is that she's like the Malinois, the dog breed. Crazy athletic, crazy good, but if you don't train those dogs, they'll eat up your entire house. She's that, but horse version. So she's a pretty cool little mare. I jumped her over a meter. I've trained her to jump myself. She was my first little pony, so she's my first rough giraffe of horse training, and I really enjoyed training her. Now, she was impaled by a stick up her chest not too long ago, so she has not been being ridden as often as possible because she is on the road and journey of healing, but she's getting much better now, and she's finally, I think, almost done with that injury she had, which I'm very happy about. I was very worried about it for a while. It was expensive too, and greatly been enjoying the time I've had with her. Never gonna sell her. I tell her all the time. I got her when she was 11 years old, and I've had her for 4 years. I tell her, you're not allowed to die on me till you turn 23. So I can say I own you for the longest amount of time. I love that pony. Could never get rid of her. She is priceless to me. She is definitely one of a kind, truly. So, but you would have to see her in action to see what I'm talking about, because I can't explain her personality. It's quite unexplainable in my opinion. But she's been through quite a bit lately. But yeah, my main goal with her is trying to, when I train her, which there's not much to train, is I'm now trying to make her a bit more calm. She's not the calmest horse ever. So I'm working on kind of making her more safe overall. Because like I said, she's willing to throw you off, but you'll be thrown off in the safest way possible, but you'll be thrown off nonetheless. So that's kind of her thing. But I love her. She's definitely taught me to sit well, bareback and in his saddle and all that. But yeah, she's a cool little pony. And he's pretty cool too. I find that they kind of complement each other. You want a bit of craziness, you can get on both of them. You want a bit of safeness too. You want to feel good and secure when you ride. I feel very secure on both of them. And I think that's really where I draw the line on some horses, and why I'm willing to sell the ones I've owned before, is that you can sit on a horse and you can be like, okay, this horse is safe. I feel solid. I feel good on this horse. Or you can sit on a horse and you can be like, I don't feel safe on this horse. I don't feel comfortable on this horse. And it can have nothing to do with the training or past experience. It's just a feeling I pick up on some horses. And with him, he's like totally on that side of, I sit in this horse and he makes me feel very safe, because I know that even if he freaks out, he's willing to listen, to stop. Please don't do that. Same thing with my mare. I kind of have this, with her it's a bit more different. It's like I said, it's very hard to explain with her. I feel very safe because she knows when to not misbehave, but she knows when she can go act crazy with me, and she knows when she can't. So I do feel very safe with her, even though she is a bit of a hot-headed mare at times. He is not hot-headed at all. I really liked him because he's got that like slow horse, lazy horse mindset to him, but he's not a slow and lazy horse. He's pretty fast tempoed. So that's really nice. And truthfully, I describe him as if my mare were a gelding. You know, if she didn't have opinions and she didn't act it like a butt sometimes, this is what she would be. Just 14 hands. Actually, I think she's 13.3. She's tiny. She's a small little thing. But yeah, she's an Appy. We're pretty sure she's a POA. I have to get her tested. But she matches all the boxes for a POA. She's got the Appy colors. She has a Shetland coat, though she doesn't have it this year. And she's got the Arab endurance, the Arab face. She's got a very small, flat face. And she's definitely got the Arab attitude. Definitely, 100%, I can tell you. As you can see, I don't know much about Percherons. I did read on them because I do like the breed before I got him. They're a pretty cool draft breed. But he's definitely got the quarter horse booty. Like, I don't know if you ever seen his behind, but he has the nicest behind I've seen on a horse. It's a bit short, his butt. Oh gosh, hold on. Oh gosh. Okay. His behind is a little short. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I like him a lot because he is very tall and very thick. He's very short backed and short butt and short necked, which I really like because I have ridden big horses, like 16 hand, more thoroughbred horses. And I mean, you would be jumping these things, and this is when I rode in classes, so I got to ride a lot of different type of horses. And, you know, they're bigger horses, but they're a lot longer too. And I hated that because I would be jumping and I would have to go to turn on a jump, and it would be like turning a tractor trailer. It would be really annoying and really difficult, and it made me feel like, you know, very uncomfortable because I'm used to turning this little 14 hand mare who is pretty long back for 14 hands, but still she's like this big, you know, so turning her is no problem. So that was one of my fears about getting a bigger horse. It's not so much the height, it's the length of the horse, because I really dislike longer horses. I find it much more comfortable to ride a shorter backed horse than a longer backed horse. But he did have a really long back, that horse, even for, I think he was like probably 16 hands, 16-1, maybe more, I don't know. But I just like that. And that's why I really like Sebastian, because it makes my life a lot easier, because he is very short backed. His neck is very short though. It's a little too short though. But, oh, I'm sorry. I know you are all parked up, but can you turn to the side for the camera? Thank you. But yeah, I do enjoy his build very much. It's very comfortable, very powerful. I mean, oh, the camera didn't follow me. I'm over here. Yeah, there you go. It's definitely he's a lot different than riding my mare. I did ride him for like a month straight, because like I said, my mare was injured and I couldn't ride her, and I went back to riding my mare. And the biggest difference I found, which I actually found when I was riding him, is that he's strong and he's sturdy and he knows it. He knows it very well. I take him on trails, and normally you would have like this dead broken log that a horse would step over. He steps on top of it and crushes the log. So it's very different, because I ride my mare through the woods and I can feel every stick that she's stepping and slipping on. It almost feels like I'm walking through the woods myself. And then I get on him, and he's just stomping through these sticks and palmettos. And it makes it a lot smoother, but my goodness, it's a little scary sometimes, because we've ran through the woods, like running, very fast-paced trot, on areas of the woods where maybe we shouldn't be running at all. And he just bulldozes right through it. I mean, he impresses me sometimes. But yeah, he is very sturdy guy. It's very fun, very sturdy. I mean, one of the things I noticed, because I like it when I train. Where are you going? Where are you going? I like it when I train my horses to jump, because I really enjoy jumping. It's good exercise for them. And I've been trying to train him to jump. And one of the problems I ran into was this goofball cannot get his legs together. I mean, he really struggled for a little while, because he would trot over the jump, just in a normal trot. He wouldn't actually pick up both legs and jump over the jump. And it was a bit annoying, because when he did try to jump over the jump, he would hit that trot or the canter, and you could just, his legs would get all messed up. I mean, I've never seen a horse struggle so much with leg coordination. I mean, he would just start running like a goofball right before that jump, and then choose to just ram into it. So it took a minute to get him to understand to jump the jump, not to bulldoze or trot the jump. He's a bit of a goofball in that sense. My mare, on the other hand, though, she's taught her to jump. She lives and dies for jumping. She absolutely loves it. I mean, she could be three-legged and still be trying to jump things. I've had her jump fences. I used to have a round pen, and it was made of electrical fencing, because I don't have wood. So it was just this electrical fencing round pen. And I would try lunging her in there. And I was like, this is so nice. I won't have to lunge her on the lunge line, even though she does lunge fine on the lunge line. But I was like, you know, it would be one less thing to do. I originally had it for my Mustang, and I stuck her in there, and she went automatically over the fence. I mean, she jumped that thing like an Olympic jumper. And I was like, seriously? I just spent 3 hours of my time putting up this, and you just jump it? I used it for my Mustang, so at least it wasn't useless, but I couldn't use it with her. I had to put the lunge line in there. But that was like a meter tall of just straight electric fencing, and she just whoop. It was another time that she was literally in a walk and whoop over the fence. Didn't make it. Dragged all my fencing. Went over it nonetheless. But But she's a, like I said, she's a little crazy, but she's really athletic, so she makes up for it. Well, he's white horse. He's the first white horse I've ever owned. My mare, she's more Roni, but she's really clean. She doesn't roll, but he loves rolling. I've never met a horse who loves rolling more than him. Which is a bit of a pain because he's also the lightest horse I've ever owned. And he just so happens to be the only one I've ever owned that rolls this much. He's always really dirty. Even after I brushed him this much, he's still dirty. Not a lot I can do about that, though. When summer comes, he's getting purple shampoo bath. Oh, you're such a cutie guy. Pull your head. I need to brush your forelock. But it was really funny because before I bought him, I was realizing, like, why are you guys here? I was realizing that horses look really nice when they have a long forelock. When I get my next horse, I would like it to have a long forelock, or at least like to try and grow it out on my mare. And seriously, and yeah, it came with a long forelock, which is really nice because I like long forelocks. But yeah, I'm starting to feel like poop, so I think I'm gonna go put him away and go lay down on my bed and maybe take a nap till tomorrow. As you can see, the sun is setting. So pretty. Dirty pony, dying me in the pretty sunset. So yeah, feel better after that brush. Oh my gosh, your face is so warm. So warm. He's a sweet guy though. Though he's shy. He's very shy. But he's sweet. Stop. Can I have a kiss? Stop it. I want a kiss. I want a kiss.